Let's call this video the yeah but video. Yeah but is just another way of arguing or tantruming with life. And there are times when we dive into that, conscious that we are in it, conscious that we are taking the step there or appearing to, and yet we do. We enter the war of the mind, the delusion of the mind, the argument with what is. And through it all, there's this little story running in the background saying, yeah, but they started it. It's not my fault. Life dealt it. I didn't cause this. If they hadn't done that, if they hadn't said that, if that hadn't happened, we are addicted. Addicted. We're addicted to the suffering. Until we're not. We wrap ourselves in it, our victim blanket, pull it around us. It's so familiar. And yet the whole time, as we're wrapping it around us, we're proclaiming, I don't want this anymore. Make it go away. It is a delusion of the mind, believing any of it. The shoulds, the should nots, the wills, the will nots, the hope, the faith, all of it. The choosing, the not choosing. Life is just lifing. It's absolutely impersonal. Yet there's something that seems to innately be drawn to the victim until we're not. The blanket, the security blanket of suffering seems to be calling and seems to be more comforting than what we refer to as the unfamiliar. And yet the unfamiliar is what has always been here. People will write to me and they will say, I've seen your videos, I've watched you on Facebook, but if you knew my situation, you would think differently. If you knew my story, you would behave differently. If you knew my story, you wouldn't say that. Yeah, but is what they're saying. Until they're not. The addiction is not chosen. The addiction is a happening. Yet there's this thing always noticing that. And somewhere in the middle, there's a recognition of it. It feels like there's a choice to choose one path or the other, but there are times when we are fully in the victim, aware that we're in the victim. And just letting that awareness have its presence within the story, as if you had a choice, seems to cause the story to let go quicker. When you hear yourself saying, yeah, but, that's a really good indicator that you're resisting something, you're fighting something, you're arguing with something. You are in a full-blown war of the mind. And even that's perfect. It rises and lets go, rises and lets go, seems to open and release, seems to tumble you and trumble you down the ocean shore, and at some stage seems to spit you out. And on the other end, there's this beautiful thing called hindsight. And then the story of shoulda, woulda, coulda starts. It's all doing itself. It's all perfect. It's never been mine. It'll never be mine. I don't own it. I don't change it. I don't twist it. I don't configure it. There's just this beautiful noticing of it all happening. When the victim arises, don't call it yours. It's never been yours. When the blanket is wrapped around you, perfect. When it's not, perfect. Yeah, but until next time, sending you a tremendous amount of love. And guess what? That comes straight from my heart. It just simply could not be any other way.